marsupials, so that's important to know. And they're all part of the macropod family. The macropod meaning, of course, translating to large-foot macropod. The difference is, with a lot of people think, well, is it the size of the animal? Wallabies and wallaroos are smaller than kangaroos? Not necessarily, because you can find different varieties of kangaroo from the 6 foot tall red kangaroo that's found in Central Australia to the eastern grey, which is more 4 feet tall, to areas up at the very far north in Papua New Guinea that have little tree kangaroos that are only a few inches tall. Yeah. So the differences between them, they're all macropods. I know that one of the differences is that kangaroos have, oh, to your right, yep. Kangaroos, there's quite a few of them.
He's a tall guard. He's coming up. Take my picture. Take my picture. Oh, that's
I want to try to get it. That's scary.
Actually, that would be a good photo if he sat behind the sun there, wouldn't he? How's that? Oh, if you can get that.
Oh, cool. I hope it's...
But there are differences in their faces, in the facial structure. There are differences in, I believe it's kangaroos have fur, wallabies have hair. That's part of it as well. Yep. It's, you know what? Actually, I had someone explain one time when we were in Wildlife World. One of the guys that went through, and he said, "Well, the easiest way just to think about it is they're all macropods, almost like saying canines. And within the canines, you have Chihuahuas and Great Danes. Here in the macropod family, you have kangaroos, wallabies, wallaroos, and then you even have subspecies inside of that. You have different types of kangaroos, different types of wallabies, and they don't interbreed. So the eastern grey won't breed with the red. They won't. And they're quite interesting animals too. There's some on your left. An interesting thing about this, Phil and I were talking about this earlier.
Oh no! Here we go.
They're, the kangaroo and wallaby population today is greater. There's a whole bunch on your left hand. There's one on your left hand.
I can't see.
It's actually the population for wallabies and kangaroos are greater today than when Europeans arrived in the country. And that surprises a lot of people, because you would think the koala population, the wombat population, those are all diminishing because, of course, their domain. We've, of course, made parking lots and malls and houses, and we've taken away a lot of their food source and their domain.
I don't know what's picking up here.
What's happened in Australia with the wallaby and the kangaroo, with all the agriculture, with all the grazing land that's been cultivated, they feed very well. And with irrigation, the kangaroo is quite and the wallaby is quite an interesting creature. The female can actually have, it can actually have 2 babies at the same time, feeding them different formulas depending on, she can regulate the formula depending on their age and where they need to be in that. And here's 2 on the side of the road coming up on the right.
I'm going to try to get it.
And the interesting thing about the kangaroo is they can suspend.
Oh, they're drinking.
The female wallaby and kangaroo can determine the sex of the joey. Yep, they can determine the sex of the joey. They normally have boys, males, when they're younger, and females as they get older. They can also suspend, they can hold an embryo in suspension until they feel that there's enough water and food to then reactivate the process. And there we go. So they can suspend it. And that's how this animal has adapted to this harsh condition of Australia, which is the second driest, apart from Antarctica, is the driest continent on Earth. They're amazing creatures. And there's some over to your left as well. Absolutely amazing creatures.
Wow.
And of course, a group of kangaroos is called a mob.
A
mob of kangaroos. Yep, they're a mob of kangaroos. And a group of penguins that we're going to see tonight, they're called a raft. A raft of penguins. So a mob of kangaroos, a gaggle of geese, and a in a raft of penguins.
Hey,
Nothing for a little while.
So, what do
I'll cut it off.
kangaroos dig into the ground?